Hello, my friends. It is Masterclass Marathon time on a Saturday. Let's get it started. Always excited to be here to share information with all of you. Things that you know you need to know, and some things you didn't even know that you actually needed to know. So today we have a couple of speakers coming up. We're always excited to make sure that you learn something new. So, lovely folks, let's bring my speakers up. Hey, Ty. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Nadine. Hi, Red Velvet. Welcome to the Masterclass Marathon on a Saturday. All right, so we're here on Saturdays and we're also here on Sundays. So if you guys are joining now, once again, it's at 12 on Saturdays, and Sundays we do it at 7 p.m. So please feel free to invite some other folks to come in. And for my speakers, will you please request to be in a live so I can bring you guys on up? I love doing this marathon because it gives exposure to the entrepreneurs who are out there. We're all doing our own things independently. And when we do this live, we're here together and we share with all of our audiences all at once. So let me get my folks on up here so that you guys can get to meet them. Excited to do this. All right. It's going down, guys. It's going down. All right.
There it is.
You shutting the door. You making sure that there are no distractions.
Listen, baby girl will run right in here and cause some havoc. So
How old is she now?
she's 4 now.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll run right in here and jump right on the live. So I was like, let me lock the door.
Yes. We will have to welcome her, and then she'd have to say something to us as well. So if she ever comes in, that's the drill, okay?
I got you.
All right. All right. So hi, Ty. How are you?
Hi, I am wonderful. I'm doing great. So how are you guys?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Tomeka. I'm so happy to speak again. I definitely want to make this consistent. So I'm super happy to be on here to empower other people.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. So will everyone start to share this out with a few people to let some other folks know who needs to, hear this information? Let's bring them on into the building. And I am going to have Adrian, I'm going to have you to go first.
Let's
do
go.
Your presentation. And so I'm just excited. All right, I'm doing my fair share of sharing this out with a few folks. All right, I've done my job over here. Okay, so let me just let everyone know who is just joining, where you guys are. You guys are at the Masterclass Marathon. This happens on Saturdays at 12 and Sundays at 7 Eastern. We are here to share information with you, things that you might know and things that you might not even know that you needed to know. We're all going to do a 13-minute masterclass for you. We normally do this on our own, but we're doing it collectively today. So each speaker, after their 13 minutes, has an opportunity to share with you who they are, who they serve, what it is that they really do, and what their offer is. I don't let them come here and just start talking and sharing all this information without letting you guys know what they have available. So let's do it. We're gonna give you 13 minutes on the clock, Adrian, so you can do all the introductions of yourself and whatever you like to say. My timer is ready. Let's go. And everybody else, please mute out while he's speaking. All right.
Let's go, y'all. 13 minutes. I got 13 minutes to drop the formula, y'all. Listen, if you want to be able to build a business to reach 6 to 7 figures, right, we have to have the proper system in place that's going to allow us to attract the right amount of clients, right? So what I want to give y'all is essentially the framework, the system that pretty much can be used in any business. And we can keep it at a high level because I only got 13 minutes. But I'm going to break down the system on how you truly attract consistent sales for your business, family. All right. So let's think about this. All right. So what we have to do when you think about the normal consumer, right? No one comes and they just buy from you instantly, right? Typically, you have to build some type of relationship with that person. See, a lot of times we are not able to get sales where we want them to go is because we're not building the right relationships, the right trust from that person to get them to buy from us. The average consumer requires someone to buy. They require someone to see you at least 7 times. The average consumer requires an 86%, well, 86% of consumers require a follow-up before they buy from you, right? So what I want you guys to do is change your mindset into thinking, how can you actually build your own audience that allows you to nurture them, and now you can actually sell to them because you're offering them something that's a no-brainer, right? So what I want to talk about is, how do you actually build trust with people, right? So the first thing you got to do, you guys have to identify, like, who is your ideal client, right? Who are you actually serving? Who is that specific person that you're helping get a transformation, right? I want you guys to identify that. Then I want you guys to think about how you actually get them from point A to point B, right? So I want you to draw that roadmap out and figure out exactly how you get that down. Then I want you to take a small piece of that roadmap, right? Take a small piece of that roadmap, maybe about 15 to 20% of it, and I want you to convert that into a digital product. That's going to be something that gives you that gives your ideal client some type of transformation. All right, so maybe that's a free checklist, maybe that's a free 10-minute training, maybe it's a webinar, maybe it's live master classes, whatever it is that can get some type of, like, get them that small transformation. I want you to push that as hard as possible. When you get them that small piece of transformation, you're going to do that for free. All right, you're going to do it for free, or you're going to do it for an extremely low ticket. This is going to be our first offer that we're going to make. It's going to be something that provides some type of transformation for $0 or for an extremely low ticket. All right, now let's get into the system. You want to push that. Do whatever it takes to push that. Push, push, push. All right, you're going to get people in there. Even if you get 10 people in there, if you get 10 downloads, you're going to be able to convert those into conversations. All right, now you have their contact information. That's the whole purpose of us doing this, right? We're building our lead list. We're getting contact information. Now that we have this contact information, we now have our own audience. Now we can text and email these people. They're more likely to see us. More than likely, when we run our next free thing, we give away something for free. You know what's going to happen? They're going to jump right up in there, right? So you're constantly building this trust. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show them how, hey, I just gave you this small transformation, but this is only step one of a 10-step process, right? This is only a small piece of what I can get you. Now, if you want me to help you get from here all the way there, that's going to require you to jump into the program. But guess what? The program is a no-brainer because it gets you that type of transformation, right? That's the other thing we got to talk about, family. That's a whole nother conversation. But we got to build no-brainer offers. We got to say stuff that people can't say no to, right? The reason that I'm able to be confident in what I sell is because I know I can get you that transformation, right? So I want you guys to think about that ideal person, that person that you said you're going to help get them that small piece of transformation. I want you guys to really think about what their problems are. I want you guys to really understand who this individual is, because it's going to allow you to build a solution that solves more of their problems, which means they're going to pay more money for it, right? So we got to build these no-brainer offers. All right. Now let me think about how I'm doing, Tomeka, how I'm doing on time. I'm good. I'm good. All right, y'all. So listen.
You have a whole 8 minutes left.
I got 8 minutes? Oh, let's go. You shouldn't have told me that, because now I could dive in a little deeper. All right. All right, let's get it. So let's talk about traffic. Let's talk about ads, right? I gave you guys kind of a step-by-step process on how to create a transformation from someone, right? And that's going to build what we call your lead list, right? The more you grow this lead list, the more your sales are going to grow. It's as simple as that. We got to get people's contact information, family. Like, the thing about social media is they control the algorithm, right? They control the algorithm. You can't necessarily really sell on here, right? If you try to sell on these social media platforms, you try to take people from their platform, Facebook and Instagram, they're going to say, no, we want people to stay on our platforms. You're taking them off our platform. So the algorithm literally targets your profile and say, we're not going to push this as much, right? So how do you overcome that? You overcome that with ads. You can pay these platforms and say, hey, listen, I will pay you to allow me to push whatever I want to sell to your audience. I'm going to pay for that, right? And it's all measured by traffic, the number of people who are seeing it. So now that's when we want to leverage ads. But I'm telling you guys, don't leverage the ads until you can see that you can do it organically first. All right. So make sure that you can do it organically. And then once you see that it's proven, when you do it organically and you're actually getting people to buy your offer, now you can amplify it with ads. But typically, if we go hard for like 3 weeks to a month, pushing a certain, like a small free product, we want to get enough people on our list to be able to make a sale, y'all. I can guarantee you that. But then we're going to jump into ads. right? I can't really break down the whole way of doing ads all in this. But what I suggest you guys to do when you're running your ads, make sure it's for that lead magnet. Make sure it's for that freebie that you're giving away to people so that you're just building your list. Now, the beautiful thing about these social media platforms is you can give them the audience that you want them to target, right? So now that you're building this lead list, right, you're getting these people in, you're getting their contact information, right? The next thing that we can do is we can give it to Facebook and Instagram and say, hey, this is somebody that I already have a relationship with. I'm going to pay you to put this in front of them. And now we can be more direct with our ads. Now we can come straight at them. We can say, hey, look, you already purchased this product. You already jumped into this masterclass. How would you like to work with me one-on-one now? How would you like to buy this whole course that gives you the whole blueprint instead of that one small step, right? So now that's what we call our retargeting ads, right? And that's where you get the money from. Yes, you can run cold ads and you can do that, but a mistake a lot of people make is they're running ads to a cold audience, to people that don't know them, right? So now that you don't know them, they're not going to really interact with it as much. But if you get that list and now you can retarget specifically, that's going to be the audience that's going to get you the most money. All right. So, all right. Hey, look, Tomeka, I don't know how much more, you know.
It's good. This is good stuff. And I love how you said there's no way you could share it all right now, because going into ads, I mean, it is pretty deep. And once you know, you know. So I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Give us a little bit more, because I'm enjoying this. I know this is.
Let's go. All right, I'm gonna dive a little deeper. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all another play. Like, this is the strategy that I'm running. So I learned, like, I just hired another coach. You know, so everything that I know, I learned it from other people. I implement it and I do it for my other clients. I got a lot of clients that I do this type of work for, and we're actually kind of scaling down from that because it takes a lot from us. But you know, so these strategies stuff that I'm talking, like, they're really like implemented. So something that I'm running right now is I'm actually going to start using LinkedIn, because I found out that the more qualified people for me, for my audience, is going to be on LinkedIn. So what I'm doing is I'm actually leveraging a outbound DM strategy where I have automations running, where I'm literally just getting conversations on autopilot, right? And a lot of people run those plays. If you're on LinkedIn, you know that, like, you know, you always get hit up from these things that look like bots. But what we got to do is we got to worry about how we can make it more natural and create like conversations. And that's the whole intention of it. So I say all of that to say is I'm creating a system that is generating conversations for me, right? And I know that out of X amount of conversations that I'm having through DMs, X amount of those people I'm actually going to book a call with. So now I can kind of see how many book calls I can get. So now I can look into my close rate, because I know that every time I have a conversation over the phone with someone, I typically close on maybe 3 to 4 people out of every 10. So now I know that every 10 conversations that I have, I know that that's going to lead to me making about, you know, enough for 3 clients, right? So that's why I'm big on systems. And that's why, you know, Tomeka, I used to always be systems, like the whole system, but I really drilled in on marketing specifically, because everything in the business is a system. So once you have this system and you can track how these numbers are actually producing for you, now you put yourself in a position where you can predictably scale your business to 6 to 7 to 8 figures, because now you know what are the metrics that's going to lead for you to actually make that happen. So,
You know what I would love for you to give us, because you're so great with all of these things. Give us like another marketing tip, because systems are super important. But tell us something that a lot of people don't really know, or are not paying attention to in the area of marketing.
In marketing, okay, I got you. So I think that the biggest thing that people are probably dropping on might be like their content. And I've learned this. So when you think about like your content, and I learned this, the crazy thing is, to me, I used to know this from like, I never really knew this until I got a client who was big and who was really successful, like producing really consistent, good content, right? And so he has this whole strategy. So I'm essentially going to tell you guys like what that strategy is, because, you know, we get to share it. But you know, his content strategy, which is one piece of marketing, that's really only one piece, because yes, you can have great content, but if you don't have a good call to action, and if you don't have a good system to actually track those people, convert those people, then everything that I'm about to share is irrelevant anyway. So this is just a small piece of it. that's going to be the content you create. Like, we got to identify who that ideal target is. So that's why we have to really build our avatar, right? So it's really important for us to identify who we're helping and then talk about the transformation that we're creating for them, right? And so when we take that roadmap that I discussed, how you actually take them from point A to point B, when you create content around that and giving it away for free, you're creating the content, keep pushing that content, and you're going to attract the right people to come to you. It doesn't really matter what the likes are. It doesn't matter how great you think the content is. If you're sharing stuff that's helping them create a transformation, that's good enough for you to get them attracted to you, and for them to really want to learn more about how you can help them, right? Because you gave that to them for free. So I advise everyone, just think about like the content strategy that you can use that can really show people that you're an authority, that can show people that you can help them get a transformation when they visit your page. Everything else is irrelevant. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I mean, it's nice to get like a lot of likes and things like that, but in reality, like those type of posts that's like you're helping people get a transformation, that's going to make you money. You know what I mean? So I just want you guys to keep that in mind for your business. We got to have strong call to actions. We got to help people get a transformation. And once we do that, now we can get their contact information, right? And now that we got their contact information, now we can email and text them with automations. We can nurture them on our list. Then we can take that same list and we can give it to Facebook and say, hey, Facebook, I want you to put me in front of them 7 times today. You know what I mean? Like that's how we do it, y'all. That's how we do it.
Woohoo! Okay. I don't know who was really paying attention to all the things he just said, because that was a lot and it was a whole strategy, like for real, because you took us from what we need to show them to being able to connect with them, and then being able all the way at the end to take that list and do a couple of things with the list. Not only just emailing like everybody's talking about, build your list, but yes, you just spoke about that that whole retargeting strategy, which is not even retargeting them on the first platform that you met them on. Retargeting, put it in front of them on Facebook, because you can give Facebook the list, and that is real. He's talking some real stuff. You literally, there's a button, y'all. You hit, you upload the list, but you got to put the list first, or else you're talking to cold audience all the time.
All day.
You can't keep talking to the whole audience. Like, it's cool, but not cool. Adrian, oh my gosh, that was so good. Okay, I want to let everyone know that you're watching the Masterclass Marathon, and Adrian just gave you a whole mini masterclass. He has a whole lot more information to share on another platform in another place at other times. He's going to tell you about that. But I want you to know, he was speaking fast and he shared so much stuff.
I was speaking fast, my bad.
No, and the fast is not a problem. I'm just letting y'all know that he gave a lot in a short time. That's all I said fast for, okay? So you can come right back here and watch this again. It's going to stay right here on this page on Tomeka James. And guess where else is located? On Entrepreneurs Speak with Tomeka James, the podcast on YouTube. So you can go over there and you can watch this again on the YouTube platform. You got 2 places, okay? On Instagram, it sits in the series. There's over 50 sessions of the Masterclass Marathon, and you guys can go back and binge watch. Woohoo! Yes, like it's real. This is real, okay? We don't die, we multiply, okay? So, Adrian, I'm gonna give you, Adrian, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes on the clock to let everyone know how they can contact you, who you serve, or whatever it is you want to share. But fella, tell us your offer. What do you have available for people? We can't just give free info all the time. What can we buy from you? That's what I want to know.
I got you.
Minutes.
All right, 2 minutes. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to spend some of my 2 minutes just saying thank you, Tomeka, because this is a great platform. I love what you're doing. It's an honor to be here. All right, so I got to start off with that. All right, so what I have to offer y'all. So first, you guys can follow me on Instagram at The Grind Season. So you could just, I'm sure, Tomeka's going to have it in the comments or something. So follow me there. So I'm going to tell you guys just a little bit about my journey and what my offer is. So over the past 3 months, I've literally helped clients get about 300 grand in revenue, right? So I've helped generate a lot. I've helped over 50 entrepreneurs this year in terms of building systems for their business. But recently, I usually do done for you. So I go to these big businesses and I essentially run all of their marketing for them, their funnels, their whole marketing system, right? And so I have a lot of strategies, a lot of things that I really know work because I've done it. Like I've literally done and built it. but unfortunately my capacity is extremely limited when it comes to like building these systems. And you know, so what I want to do to spread more impact is I actually want to come out with my coaching program where I'm actually going to guide you through the exact framework that I already kind of broke down for you. I'm actually going to one-on-one guide you through that. Right. And so a lot of us actually know what to do in terms of marketing. Like we can go look up, you know, we all probably took courses before that told us exactly what to do. Right. But we don't execute because we don't have the accountability. We don't have someone that's actually pushing us and guiding us through. So what I came out with is a coaching program where I'm actually going to take you through. We're going to build your framework. We're going to build your strategy together. And I am going to coach you and guide you through the best way to do that. So I've never really dropped one-on-one coaching before, but that did just come out. So you can hit the link in my bio and tap in. And I guarantee a 2x return on your investment with anyone that I work with. You just have to meet certain criteria. Like your business already has to be running. You got to have some resources, be willing to invest in resources to make these things happen. Right. So that's kind of the requirements that I have for it. But hit the link in the bio. I'm gonna give you guys a free strategy call and tell you what to do on a strategy session. And then I'm gonna tell you how we work together and actually make it execute for y'all. So that's how you make a no-brainer offer, right? It's a no-brainer offer. You get 2 times whatever you invest in. All right. So I'm gonna just leave it at that, Tomeka, and I'm all set. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's always a pleasure being in your presence. And you can hang out with us as long as you like, you know, however you want to stay here. Okay.
I will, but baby girl knocking on the door right now.
Okay. So. All right. So please give him a quick follow before he actually exits. There's an arrow at the top of your screen, guys. Click and give him a follow before he leaves. All right.
Perfect. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Let's get it. See y'all later.
All right. You do the same. All right. So Ty, you are up next. I am so excited to have you here today. You are not new to the Masterclass Marathon, so you already know what to do. So I am going to turn it over to you, give you 13 minutes on the clock, so you can definitely give us some gems about what you have to share today. So make sure all of you are muted so that there's no background noise while the other person is speaking. All right.
I apologize for that.
Awesome. Good. All right, and welcome, the Love Doctor. Welcome.
So thank you first and foremost, Tomeka, for having me on your platform again. I'm super excited to be here. Hello to everyone that came into the room, and thank you for everyone that came in that I have a relationship with. I really appreciate you guys. So my name is Tiana. I go by AKA Ty the Natural. So I'm the owner and CEO of this brand, and basically what I do here is empower women internally while helping them nurture them externally naturally. So that's what I do. I started off with natural hair, and then I wanted to take it a little deeper after I did my 10-day juice and detox with my sis Lady Key. I had clarity about using my voice more, and I went into self-acceptance. I went into self-acceptance because that was something that I struggled with in the past. When I was a little girl, I didn't really accept myself. So I really came on here to empower you guys, to empower you, to empower your children, or your nieces and nephew, or any children that you may be involved with, to empower them and speak life into them. And not only children, to speak life into yourself. We all need to be empowered. So back to my story. When I was a little girl, I didn't really feel like my mom spoke confidence into me. Not saying my mom was a bad mom or anything, but I just really felt like she maybe didn't get that when she was a child, because she's one of 13 children. So I have 12 other nieces and nephews. And I feel like if I would have got more of that confidence talk, then I would have felt better about myself. I wouldn't have felt like I needed to look like the other girls at school, or I didn't have to have my hair a certain way at school to fit in. And long story short, I truly believe because of that, I kind of went into a toxic relationship for 7 years, where I was mentally, emotionally, and physically abused. And I finally, got out of that relationship. And I'm sorry if I'm looking down. I got to look at my outline. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place. So I'm going somewhere with the story, so stay with me. So I'm going through all of this pain, right? While I'm in that relationship, I would get a car. My car gets stolen. Um, so then a judgment's passed against me because I didn't know what to do. 'Cause when my car got stolen, I called the police, made a police report, but that wasn't enough. I never got my car back. So then my checks from my job at that time ended up getting garnished. So I'm living off $1,000 per month, having to pay $850 for rent, $250 for my car note. Plus I got to take care of my son, put food on the table. I'm just going to say, I know y'all like, you're way over. So how are you making this? God. God is who got me through this. God is who fulfilled my pain, who helped me get through my bills that weren't being paid because I had lack of income. Now, let me see. So what did this teach me? This taught me to be more careful, giving people my information, giving people where I'm purchasing my vehicle at. Sorry, I had to make notes, guys. It helped me to get out of my pain, like just quit sitting there because I didn't know what to do. So that's why I got that judgment passed against me, because I just let it sit there. I never asked for help. I never took the time to get the help. So I know a lot of times we do that. We sit in pain and we don't get the help that we need. So I really want to encourage you to get some help. Find somebody that's aligned with you to get that help. Then recently, like last year, when I started this journey, I wanted to quit my job. So I tried to quit my job, right? And then the weekend before I quit, my car gets shot up. So my car got vandalized. I was out Ubering. I don't know who did it. It was just a random thing that happened. And I was without my car for 8 months. So therefore, I couldn't quit my job. So then I had to stay on my job and tell them that I'm not quitting now. And then I end up waiting till March of this year. Now, I'm going to say that didn't happen to me. It happened for me. I feel like God made that happen, because if I would have quit in October, I wouldn't have had that money. So I waited till March because that's when I got my bonus check. And I quit a couple days after I got that check. So now that taught me strength. It taught me to stay in gratitude. It taught me to build my faith stronger. It helped me with my mindset, and it helped me build patience, because being an entrepreneur is no joke and it's very challenging. And the only way I'm making it is because of God and because of my mindset, because of my faith, all of those things. So I just really want to empower you guys that your pain is teaching you things. You're going to come out of that pain. I just want you to keep moving forward and know that we're here for greater. Like, you don't stay in your pain by yourself. Get the help that you need. Because when I was going through all of this pain, I didn't have anyone. I didn't have anyone to build me up. I didn't have anyone to pour into me. I didn't have anyone to take me out of that emotional hurt. So definitely start to peel back the layers and figure out why you're not self-accepting yourself, because there's so many people on this platform who don't truly accept themselves. And that's why a lot of us don't embrace who we are, or embrace who we truly are, or what we truly look like, you know? And I really want us to be better at that, to accept ourselves, accept how we look. We don't have to change how we look. We don't have to look like the world. We're not supposed to be of the world. We're supposed to be the light of the world. So I just want to encourage people to not take off their crown, not to tilt their crown, to be confident in everything that you're doing, and just know that it's going to work out. And my last thing is, I got COVID maybe like 2 weeks ago. So I was down and out. I was like a little down. I felt like a little depressed because I was in the bed confined. But what it taught me is to continue to praise. continue to praise God through my pain, continue to read my Bible, continue to meditate, and continue to speak life into myself. That's what I was doing. I was saying, I'm healed. Thank you, God, for healing me. And also have a community. I had beautiful people that was pouring into me, reaching out to me, checking on me, making sure that I was good, giving me different recipes I can use. So I just want you to know, to be around the right people, to always speak life into yourself, speak affirmations into yourself, cut off negativity, read your Bible, pray, meditate, do all of those things. Add you a morning ritual. Don't just hop on IG. Add you a morning ritual. Find things that you need to better yourself. Read. That's something that we all need to do, is read. Grow our minds, grow our mindset, and just be a better person. We should all aim to be 1% better every day. So I hope that this empowered you guys. That was really my talk. It was really just to share more about what I've been through and how I got out of it, and how I really just want to empower our women. Really, I'm really talking to our melanin women, because I feel like there's nobody really out there for us to help with self-acceptance. And girls are killing themselves because of depression, because of mental health. And we need to address these issues. We need to have these uncomfortable conversations with our daughters, so that we can be our own unique self, because it's really needed. Self-acceptance is really needed out here. So that's all I got, guys. I appreciate y'all listening to me, and being here with me. And that's pretty much all I got, except for my 2 minutes.
All right, all right. Well, thank you so much for sharing such a powerful message. It was for someone who was listening, or for someone who knows someone who needs to hear. What I love about Instagram and all of our social platforms is that we have these arrows, we have these little buttons that allow us to share something that we actually saw or heard. And everything that we watch or listen is not necessarily for us. Sometimes it's meant for us to funnel that over to another person. So if you were here and that message was for you, listen, take notes. Make sure that you take heed to the things that she said. I think actually a couple of things you said were for everyone, whether they went through some of those things or not. Or you are meant to share this message with someone else that wasn't here. So please do so. So I want to tell you, thank you for sharing your story with us, and giving us all of those great tips. And when you got down to that part about reading as well, reading is something that's super important that a lot of people do not do, and some just don't know the power in it. It can change everything about your life. So thank you for sharing everything. So I'm
You're
going to
so
give you your
welcome.
2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the
Okay.
clock. So you can share whatever else you'd like to let us know.
Okay. So, like I was saying earlier, I do like to empower women and men about, embracing their natural hair. More of women, though, because we tend to not embrace it, or we don't know how to take care of it. So I have a Texture Hair 101 ebook that I offer, and I actually bundled it with a consultation call. So either you can pick a natural hair consultation call, or you can pick a empowerment call with me, and you'll get that book free with it. The book is technically $47, but these bundle calls is $30. So if you would like to get on a call to maybe vent, or maybe to work through an issue, or maybe you need to learn more about your natural hair, I can definitely teach you a whole bunch of tips and methods of how to embrace your natural hair. And yeah, that's all I have, Tomeka. The link is in the bio to get the book by yourself, or to get your bundle call and book.
All
And
right. Thank you
thank you
so
so
much.
much for having me so much, Tomeka. I appreciate you. Thank you all for listening.
All right, thank you. So if you guys can see at the top of the screen, there's a little arrow. Please give Ty a quick follow if you want to stay in touch with her. And what I always love to say about the marathon is that we're here to make connections, and it's all about exposure. If you meet someone that you need to stay in touch with, give them a follow, and then hop in the DMs and start a conversation. That's what we do here. So thank you again. And you can hang out. All right.
Yes.
So now we're going to move over to the Love Doctor. The Love Doctor, thank you for joining us today. So I am going to welcome you for your first time here at the Masterclass Marathon. And I am going to give you 13 minutes on the clock to share your message with us today. And then you have 2 minutes after that to let us know what your offer is. All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. All
Thank you
right.
so much.
13.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. For all of the people on the live, I am Dr. Shamil S. Bernard, also known as the original Love Doctor. So I help families rewrite their love stories after heartbreak. So whether you're single and horny, married and miserable, divorced and disappointed, or engaged and eager, or just simply need somebody to listen to you, I'm your girl. I help you define love and what love is. And you know, I'll make my message very short and sweet. When I was a little girl, I had the perfect home, at least so I thought. And having the perfect home meant that I had both parents there. And because I had both parents, I had the opportunity. We had same color glasses, we had same color plates, we did everything together as a family would. And then at the age of 6 years old, everything was ripped apart when my parents decided to separate. I tried to understand what was happening because according to me at 6 years old, everything was perfect. I had the perfect family, the perfect life. Note, we were very poor, extremely poor. I mean, poverty beyond its definition. But yet still for me, it was perfect because we had each other. We would play fight together. We would line together. We had no television, barely any food. But the fact that we had each other was enough for me as a little girl. And when that was stripped from me, the pain and the aches that left with me, the residue of itself killed me and the definition of love. And that's when I decided at that age, when I get older, I am going to dive into that topic, love, and what it means, loving yourself, loving each other, and of course, loving God. And as I began to get older, that element still got tougher to deal with, because it's easy to say you want to be loved, you want to show love and give love. But if you think about it, most times in our life, we are taught most things. As a child, we are taught how to say please and thank you and I love you and all these social gestures and graces, but nobody teaches you how to love, how to give love and how to receive love. And most times when we get into relationships, when I use the term relationships today, I'm not only referring to romantic relationships, I'm referring to all types of relationships, whether it be friendship, whether it be family, whether it be any type of relationship. Most times when we get into relationships, we don't know how to accept love or give love. So sometimes we meet people who are authentic and they're giving us everything and we can't receive it because we were never taught how to. And we go with all our past relationships drama and all our past issues and our insecurities and our unhealed traumas and scars into new relationships. And sometimes we miss opportunities. And I was that girl who would get opportunities and lose them because I didn't know how to identify love. I didn't know how to accept love, and then I didn't know how to accept myself and love me. And because of that, I was showing up in different situations with the same mindset, with the same attitude, with the same behavior. So I started a mission to help families love each other, because I feel as though people get divorced without getting the opportunity to fight right, to learn how to fight without reasoning, to learn how to fight. And it's not about me, it's about us. To learn how to sometimes, and I use the word negotiate and not compromise, because we are taught to compromise. When I think of compromise, that means you win and I lost. And I always think to myself, I don't want to lose, I want to negotiate. If you go to purchase a house, what do you do with your realtor and the people who are in charge of getting that house? You would negotiate. That means I get the price I want and you get the money you deserve. Likewise, in every relationship, we must learn how to negotiate in order to grow and bloom and really build. Self-love starts with a framework, as I use with all my clients, loving God first. For me, your faith is paramount importance, because that is the very thing you need to glean from when all hell starts to break loose. Because sometimes you go to your family, you go to your friends, you go to the people in your circle and they don't recognize your feeling. Most times when people walk into my office, the first thing they say is, I am tired. Nobody around me recognize that I am dealing with depression. Nobody around me recognize that I feel like dying. Nobody around me recognize that I feel like giving up. That's the first first thing they always say with tears in their eyes. And I love when I see tears, because to me, tears is healing. Most times you hear your parents tell you as a child, stop crying. You're always crying, crying, crying. I didn't tell you anything to cry. But for me, tears is healing. It means that I recognize something is wrong that I need help with. And a lot of times we don't take the ticky time out to recognize something is wrong. I need help. And when I recognized at the age of 10 that something was wrong, I told myself the best thing to do is die. So I decided to climb up on this tree. And when I climbed up on this tree, I told myself, all the pain of losing my parents is going to go away. I will not feel this ache anymore, because as I told you, to me, I had the perfect family. I looked at friends and families and I asked everyone, is there anyone on earth to help my parents? They are going to be separated. And I asked and nobody helped me. So I created this thing in my mind that told me that my parents were still together. So for many years, I would go to school and I would live in that lie. And when people ask me about my parents, I would say, oh, my dad and mom, they are home, and I've got a limousine that is going to pick us up. And I would create this false family in my mind to get through another day. But one day that false family couldn't go anymore with me. And that's when I had to face the truth. That's when my mom, I love her so much, because she's the person that tried her best as a single woman to teach me all the things I know. So I climbed up to this tree because I would hear my mom praying to God and crying in tears, saying, God, when would you deliver us from this pain? When would it end? And she believed that God would do it. And I couldn't understand. How could you believe in a God that is not helping us? We're hungry. We have no food to eat. We barely have clothes. I remember fighting with my cousin because we're pulling, a lady used to bring clothes from the streets, and we're fighting who would get the clothes. And most times she would win because she was more privileged than I was. And I would lose the battle, and I would have to take the scraps or the clothes that wasn't so good. And I remember holding on to that, and one day I couldn't do it anymore. So when I climb up on this tree, I remember saying, God, I love everyone. I hope my mom know I love her, and I thank her because she's trying her best. And I believe she tried her best. I believe she did her best. But for me, I was feeling empty. For me, I didn't love myself enough. For me, God's love was definitely not enough to fill the emptiness that I had trapped on the inside. So I climbed up, and I remember at the top of that tree, I said everything, my last words. And in those days, there were no social media, there was no WhatsApp, there was none of those social platforms. And if they had, I couldn't afford to be on any, because we were too poor for that. So I remember reaching to the top of that tree, and I said, this is it. There'd be no more pain. And I jumped. And you can't believe, when I jumped, I landed on my 2 feet like a cat with 9 lives. And I said to myself, this is not how you're supposed to die. I was looking around to see if I was on the other side, if I was seeing angels, what was happening here. But it looked the exact same way as it looked at the top of the tree, at the bottom of the tree. And I said, Lord, why didn't you let me die? By this time, I heard my mom called my name, Shamil, and I had to run up those little stairs because I couldn't let her know I just tried to commit suicide because it was too much for me. And I remember from that tender age, someone told me, I went to a service, and someone told me, God have a call on your life. At this point, I'm an introvert. I barely talk. I hardly speak. I don't even want to be there, actually. I was dragged there by my mom. And he is saying to me, I have a call on my life. You are called. Something great is going to happen to you. You are going to help people. You are going to help transform lives and help women and families heal. And in my mind, this man is ludicrous, because I, at this point, was dying slowly inside. But yet still, I had to hold on. And, you know, for those of you who are under the sound of my voice, I want you to understand, when you have a call or a purpose on your life, just as the quote always tells us, it's not a conference call. Don't expect others to join. Don't expect others to believe in you. Don't expect others to agree with you, because self-love starts from that first element of that godly love. So when you feel down, when you feel depressed, when you feel like you just want to regress, you got to cling to the cloth, which is God. After you stop clinging to him, that is when now you could pour into you. Because when I love God, I know who I am, because I know whose I am. And when you recognize whose you are, now now you have this love, this burning love inside of you. So when you feel like I'm not good enough, I remember making this macaroni pie, and my daughter said to me, Mommy, don't forget, at the end of every pie, she wants the leftovers, because you know I'm from the Caribbean. So what happens most times, we always leave extra macaroni and cheese. So when I leave this extra macaroni and cheese, she would say, Mommy, please, I want that extra. She want the leftovers that's there. And I said, okay, no problem. That's yours. So I would leave it for her, and she would enjoy these leftovers. And I remember feeling as though at one point in my life that I was that leftover, that I never fit into that macaroni pie. I wasn't good enough to be part of it. So every time I baked that macaroni pie, it would stay there. Why? Because I felt as though I wasn't good. And I know we have a lot of women out there, and even men and families, feel as though they are not important in their homes. They are not important in other people's life, because you feel like you don't fit in. But my daughter enjoyed that leftovers more than the pie, until I had to start quarreling with her on Sundays. Baby girl, you have to eat the pie. She said, Mommy, I already had the leftovers, and that's good for me. She don't even want the pie. So sometimes we think the pie is the best part, when most times it's really the leftover is the best part. And when I learned the element of self-love, meaning you don't fit into every equation, you don't fit into every circumstance, you wouldn't fit into every situation. Everybody ain't gonna love you. But you know what I know? I always tell people when they sign up to do my programs or join my community, note something, that you ain't gonna be everybody cup of tea. I don't want everybody to like me. I don't want everyone to book me. I don't want everyone in my circle. I only want those who love hot chocolate with no whipped cream on top. That's my cup of tea. And as long as you are familiar with who you are serving, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your life, whether it's in your circle, you understand that everybody wouldn't go with you. It hurts, of course, but I always think that God has the elements to help you heal, as well as you need to know when you need more of something. And I'm going to make this my closing remarks. What do I mean by more? I mean that I remember getting opportunities to go on the best and biggest stages of my life, reach on those stages, deliver, help heal people, help people grow, help people transform, and then go to the back and cry tears, shaking in my boots, because I was winning in one area, but I was losing in another. Emotionally, I was drowning. My past failures, my past relationship, my insecurities, my fears, my setbacks, all the things that happen that lead me to this point of this journey, it came back up on the surface, and it was causing me to feel as though I couldn't go anymore. Now, everyone around me felt as though I was winning, because we define success most times by financial wins, or if someone is winning in one area of their life. But I always tell people to take some time, dig within self, and ask yourself, what do I need to become whole, a whole being? Note I didn't say perfect, because there is no perfect person in this world, but there is room to become whole. You need to find that element that would help you become whole, and not just heal, because I always say healing is a journey, because if it happens too fast, it wouldn't last. So you need to understand that it's going to take time to heal, but as long as you start implementing those healing aspects in your life, really facing your truth. A lot of times we don't face our truths. A lot of times we like living in the lies. I told you my story, how I lived in that truth element for that long time. But now I understand that in order for me to grow and really become who I were created to be, I got to stop living that life of lie and really face my truth. I was unhealed. I had to face the truth. You did not grow up with your both parents. I had to face the truth that I had PCOS, and chances exist the doctor said I'm not going to be able to have kids. I had to face the truth I was fearful. I had to face the truth that I didn't love me enough, because I'd look in the mirror and say, wow, you're so ugly. I would look in the mirror and say, why did God bless you with all these extra eyes? Now, when my makeup artist do my face, she's like, girl, I love your eyes, because she gets to add extra definition. You see, every fall that you think you have, God want to use it to make you better. He wants to use it for you to give birth to purpose. I never loved my voice, but you know what? The very thing I hated at one point is what keep the lights on at another point. So you gotta know, what are those insecurities and those fears and those tears and those setbacks and those things that keep you in this state of being or feeling not good enough. It's time, as I tell my girls all the time, sis, let's heal. Love you guys.
Woo. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. There was a lot in your message, from you sharing the childhood things that traveled with you throughout the years that were still haunting you over the years until you were able to really recognize. And I don't know at what point you realized what was going on. What was that? I have to know. At what point did you actually understand fully what was happening and what you could actually do with it?
I think when I recognized that is one day I was in a traumatic relationship, a very, very traumatic. I mean, it was constant infidelity until I was fainting. And the people around me never knew how much I was taking it on. They thought that I was good, right? Because as they say, we all get, in our country, we say horn, right? We all get horn. We all have to deal with infidelity at some point or in some form, whether it be emotionally or whether it be physically or sexually. We all have some form of infidelity that we have faced if you are in different relationships. And at that point, there was one day I fainted and my friend called me. And when my friend called me, they said to me, there is this point in your life that you need to recognize when something is wrong with you. And I couldn't grasp what he said at the moment because I'm hurt, I am numb, I am stressed, and you are telling me something is wrong with me? Clearly you didn't meet my partner. So I'm like, he is so off now. I'm alone. He was the only person I was sharing how difficult it was with me, but he prayed me through the entire season of my life. And then that one day I sat down in my business space alone at my office and I was, what is wrong with you? And that's when the gem dropped in my heart and I said to myself, you're a cheater as well. And I said, I'm a cheater. How am I a cheater? Because you're cheating on yourself. The very fact that you stayed in a relationship with someone that is constantly hurting you, they are not adding value to your life, means you're cheating yourself from self-love. You're cheating yourself from real, authentic love with somebody else. You're cheating yourself from opportunities and doors and your purpose because you're constantly there. Ask yourself, why do I see the need to stay in relationships that doesn't feed my growth, but instead keeps me stagnant? And when I started to think about that in my head and my heart, I was like, we ain't committing any more infidelity and ourselves up in here. It's time for me to face the truth. Something is wrong. That's when I had to get something from my past, which was therapy. So I hired a therapist for my past. And then I said I didn't want to be winning in my future, but my past is haunting me every single day. That's when the true transformation happened for me.
Whew. I just love it. I just love it. Everyone has to have that moment in time. That's when we all change as people. That's when we recognize why we're here. And
Yeah.
I love that you recognize that these things that happened, that it was something in that was going to carry you through. That was what happened in that moment. That happened for me. And now this is what I need to do. And I love that you're showing up to share your past, which is just a piece of what you need to use to help the rest of the world. I'm so glad you're not selfish. You keep this, all to yourself. So kudos. And I'm just really happy to meet you today. So
Yes.
thank you. All right. Well, will you please tell us, do you have an offer? I know you do, because you just told us a little bit about that. So I'll give you 2 minutes on the clock to let us know what you actually have to offer. I'm excited to hear it. All right.
Okay, nice. So what I do is I offer at this point, I help families as well, for those who are married and really struggling, thinking about divorce, you could always DM me and I could give you that information. But presently, I just launched my community on Monday. I am building a safe haven for women who want to be healed in all areas of their life because I don't want them struggle like me or stay on that struggle bus for a long time emotionally, but financially you're winning, or financially, but spiritually you're losing. I am setting up this haven where women can come together. Every month I teach you different things, who you are, whose you are. I teach you about identity. I teach you about love, self-love. We even have one session where couples come together as well, once per month as well. And I would drop tips and tools on communication and love and what is the love ingredients and systems for marriage and everything that you haven't been taught as a child or your parents didn't have the tools to teach you. Your girl got you, right? You could, if it is you want to be part of this community, it's for women, but their families enjoy the benefit as well as they get discounts on all my events. I have 5 events per year, so they get discounts. They don't pay regular fees like the other people, and they get accountability partners. So we ain't only building our self-love or healing, we're making sure that we have sense and sense, right? So we're working on everything and in between, and I reach out to all the people that is in my life who can help you in different areas. So just click the link in my bio. You're going to see Join the Ark, which is a sisterhood for women who really want to increase in their value, in their faith, in their life, and everything in between. Because I'm the love doctor, so I got you with love.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. Well, there was 10 minutes, 10 seconds left. So I guess it's going to go off in a second. So thank you so much. If you guys enjoyed Dr. Shamil's message today, and if you are ready to join her community, make sure that you click the link above, give her a quick follow now, and also click the link in her bio to follow up to get into her community. So I want to tell you, thank you for sharing yourself, your story, for letting us know what you have to offer. And I hope that those who need exactly what you have to offer, that you're listening and you take heed to click that button to make sure you connect with her. I love doing this masterclass marathon because that's what it's all about. Exposure for all of us, because we're all doing this thing called entrepreneurship and showing our lives. We're doing it by ourselves. So I love doing it here together because we're sharing our audiences, and it's just a beautiful thing. So I'm happy to be
Yes.
the host of the Masterclass
Yes.
Marathon. All right.
Yes.
So
Thank
yes,
you so much for having me.
thank you, thank you. So you can hang out if you like. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna do my presentation next, and I'm
Oh
gonna
gosh,
get
I'd love to hang out, but today's my husband's Christmas dinner, so I gotta get sexy.
okay. Okay, well go get
Yes, yes,
fixed. All
yes,
right. Well, thank you again. Thank you. Just thank you. Thank you so
yes,
much.
yes. And
All
thank
right,
you so
guys,
much for
follow
having
her
me.
before she leaves, and I will also tag her. So if you guys miss it and you're watching a replay of the live, you can definitely make sure that you click on her to connect with her later. Thank you again. Enjoy the husband after all the life. Okay, I'm glad you
Yes,
got a husband.
I'll
Yes.
try.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Yes. So, with her message, and she just shared at the end, which I thought was so beautiful. She shared all the things that she had been through. Her telling us that she has a husband at the end. It is the light at the end of the tunnel, guys. You can have damage in relationships. You can have all of these things that happen in your lives, your ups, your downs. But we have to keep our heads up, and we have to pay attention and walk into the future and not stay in the past, because the past cannot continue to drag you down. It really was for you to be able to to have something of substance to hold you together, to get you to where you're really supposed to be. All right. So I am going to start. I'm Coach Tomeka James. I am a cosmetologist turned into a life and business coach. And I basically help beauty professionals to either exit from behind the chair or to stay behind the chair and maximize on your true potential in the business that you're in. So I'm a true serial entrepreneur, to be honest, guys. I was behind the chair for 20 some odd years, licensed, and I did so many things over those years that I was never just a cosmetologist doing hair. So as a coach today, I am very well versed with a lot of different types of businesses, trade shows, creating a product line. I've manufactured overseas. Um, oh my gosh, I mean, education, training others to educate. I had a team of educators for over, my gosh, over 10 years, more than 10 years, I had this team of educators. So in any case, I've done a lot of different things. So today I want to talk about those of you who are either considering to quit or go full speed ahead. Are you going to quit or are you going to go full speed ahead? So if you're considering to exit from behind a chair and you're a beauty professional, this message is especially for you. I will tell you, if you're not in the beauty industry, the things I have to say are general to business as well. So I want to say that first, you have to make a decision on your direction. If you've been considering to exit whatever you're doing right now and do something else, you have to really stop and make a decision. If you are, considering, there's a reason why the consideration is happening. 9 times out of 10, things are not going well. You're waking up, you're going into your business every day, and the way that you thought it was going to be, it's just not that. You're waking up and you're like, I just don't understand why I'm not winning. And there are a bunch of things that you're not winning at. So this pain that you're feeling, it usually has to do with the fact that things are not in order. So I'm actually going to shoot off a couple of things that I know that a lot of beauty professionals do not have in order. And I'm probably going to go fast with these things because I do want to give you some tips today as well. But I want to make you aware of some of the things that I'm quite sure that are issues in your business. You are not keeping track of your expenses and you're not keeping track of your income. You're not really 100% sure of what you make. All you know is, like Ty was telling her story earlier, she was saying how she had all of these different expenses. And then at some point in time, she's looking at the fact that, okay, this is how much money I know that I make. And she knows that it doesn't add up. And that is when we're in that position of robbing Peter to pay Paul. All we do is try to figure something out for the moment to make sure we pay for things, but we're sometimes not really sure of what it is that we're really making. So when you don't know how much you've made, and then you don't even know how much you're paying in expenses, it can become very painful. So these are some of the things that are happening in businesses. Some of you don't have websites, so people can't even really go and get information they need from a location. They can't see it. Your content is all over the place, or it is just non-existent. Adrian spoke about your content earlier. If people can't see who you really are and what it is that you offer, it's like they're just seeing that you exist, but then you're not showing up consistently. So it's like, okay, well, I don't know if they're really in business. I don't know how serious they are. This is how you look to the rest of the public. You also, your calendar is all over the place. Like, you don't schedule anything. You're not really sure of where you should be and what really needs to be done. And even when you're sure of it, you haven't written it down. So a lot of things are not done in a timely fashion. This is why you're not having success. Some of you inside your businesses, the look of your business, the aesthetics of the place, it's not in order. So what happens is you're running a business and you're not making enough money. And you're kind of saying, I need to get out of here, because you keep walking into this place that is not updated. It looks like 1952 and you're not doing anything about it. And then you don't understand why people are not respecting you and not paying you more money. So they need to see that you care about the place enough to do upgrades. Your marketing, you're just not marketing. You're just not really out here. You haven't decided how much money you really want. You have this business and you're waking up every day and you're going in there, but there's no real direction. You don't have anything to push toward. So you're not setting goals up against the amount of money that you said that you need to make. So you haven't branded your business either. So you post and you show up and you say things, but you don't have a consistent showcasing of yourself. Like, you don't really have your branding colors selected. You don't have logo. You don't have all of these things that represent you being a real, genuine and real legitimate business. There's nothing solid. So you show up and people are like, oh, I just see a picture, right? So all of these things are not in order. Emotional stress is taking over a lot of you. I love that some of the speakers today were speaking about these things, Because in business, if you don't get a handle on these things, they will take over you, and you will be trying to run your business, which is not doing well. And then you've got this emotional stress that you don't know how to handle. And it makes it even harder to show up every day in your own business. You also have a, a fear of your own computer and a fear of your phone. You know that today in your business, technology is super important, but you don't know how to use everything. And every time you go to use something, you get more and more disturbed because you try to do something and you're not successful. And then you want to walk away and you're like, I just got to get out of here because I don't know about these apps and all of these sites and all of these things. But you haven't done anything to learn about these things. It comes tax time and you get nervous. You're like, I don't even know if I should still do this because I'm not even prepared to even file these taxes. Um, you know, you're not showing up. These are all of the things that I have recognized that are really giving you trouble in your business. And you're saying to yourself, I really got to get out of here. I just want to exit. So what I've discovered is that a lot of you are not truly really ready to exit your business. You're just having a lot of these issues. And because you haven't done anything or enough to handle these issues, it makes you feel like you just want to leave. Dr. Shamil said that she went up on a tree and she just wanted to take herself out. She just wanted to leave the world because everything just felt so painful. So guys, I want to share with you that if you're in pain in your life and in your business, and you're really meant to be this entrepreneur, you have to recognize that that's who you're supposed to be. And you have to do everything, anything and everything in your power to have that entrepreneurship and to live the life of your dreams. Because everyone's not meant to work for others and everyone's not meant to be an entrepreneur. But you have to make a decision on where you want to be and what you will do so that you can actually move forward. So what are some of the things that I want you to actually work on? Some of you are not making enough money because people don't see you. You don't have enough visibility. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that you can write down that I want you to work on right away. Because if they can't see you, they cannot buy from you. All right. So here's a question for you. Answer this question. If you are a service provider, which service do you absolutely love performing? Which one brings you joy? I want you to think about that. If you think about that service, what's going to happen is the one that brings you joy, it's easy for you to talk about it. It's easy for you to share. You really feel close to it. You feel very much connected to that service. It's a no-brainer for you. So you don't feel like stressed out when you have to communicate about it. So which service is the one that brings you joy? Okay, so you need to know which one that is first. All right. Next, second, I want you to also make sure that it is a service that brings in a high ticket revenue. Does this service that brings you joy bring in a high ticket revenue? I don't want you to choose something that you're charging $5 for and it doesn't bring you a lot of money and then you begin to focus on it. It's not going to make sense. So I do hope that all of this connects, that you have a service you love to offer, that it does bring in a high ticket, revenue for you. And I also want to ask you, do you have pictures and videos of this service that you've provided? Have you taken photos of you completing that service? Service providers do a lot of different things. At this point, I'm a different type of service provider. I'm a life and business coach. So I share how people build how entrepreneurs build their businesses. So I coach you through that in multiple ways. So do I have pictures and videos of that process? If you're a hairstylist, makeup artist, do you have pictures of the process? Do you have videos? So I want to make sure that you have all of those three things and you've written those things down, because after you have that, I want you to do the next things. I want you to find a way to tell people why you love it. If you've determined that this service that we just spoke about is the thing that you love, it brings you joy. Why do you love it? I want you to find a way to tell other people. How do you find a way? It is definitely going to be done through video. So do a short 1 minute to 4 minute video where you talk about why you love what you do and begin to put that out to the universe. When people see that you are the person that loves what you do, they understand that you really care about the nature of your business. You care about doing it because people want to connect to those who love what they do. Nobody wants to buy from people who are just doing it just for the money. They just don't. Next thing, I want you to be able to tell others what the benefits are for them. When people get to understand the benefits of that service that you absolutely love, you're able to do marketing. If they know what the benefits are, they can easily know that you love it. They know why they should love it and why they need it. And then I want you to ask them to book with you. I want you to simply ask for the sale. A lot of us are not asking people to sign on and to purchase and to do these things. We're just consistently showing up and people are not seeing that we really have something available. So you can't keep showing up without asking for the sale. So if you're able to do all of these things, I can promise you that you'll have a change in your business. And thank you for saying that these are some gems. And I love what I do. You know, I really, really love what I do. So if you ask me, one of the things that I absolutely love doing at this point in time is coaching. I was behind a chair for over 20 some odd years, and I was actually coaching and supporting others and helping and educating and servicing clients and doing all of those things for many years. But at this point in time, I recognize exactly who I am. I know that I don't necessarily need to touch people and do their hair to be who I'm supposed to be on this earth today. I absolutely, if you ask me, I have a program called UBG, Underground Biz Group. I've been running this program since January of 2021. Okay, so for almost 2 full years now. And what I actually do is I help people who are scared and unskilled in business, and I take them to the position of them being confident and successful in their businesses. That's what I do. So that's what I do, and that's what I love. And because of the fact that I'm seeing that on a consistent basis, I have not shut the program down. All I've done is added on to the program. Every time I look at the members of my program, I realize what else they need. So I do 2 things. I either help you to up-level the business that you're in because I've done all of these things for many years, or I will help you to find and create an exit plan. Your exit plan will be you basically determining what's going to be next for you and how you will successfully close out of the thing that you're doing now. What most of you need to know is that at the start of my presentation this afternoon, I spoke about the fact that some of you do want to exit from the chair or exit whatever it is that you're doing, and you're unsure about your direction. So you have to make the decision on what you are going to do. And you should know that if you are going to exit, it might not be tomorrow. It might be 3 months, 6 months, a year, or even 2 years down the line. But you have to actually make that choice that this is the direction I'm going in, so that everything you do from that point on is in the right direction. So those of you who want to accelerate exiting from behind the chair and you want to develop a solid plan, I have a 5-week program called Shift, and we work on what you're going to do and how you're going to get out of the position you're in and discovering what is next for you. Those of you who know you're going to stay in business and you're looking for all of the tips on the things that I spoke about, getting your content together, keeping track of your expenses, understanding how to set your day up, building yourself as an individual, marketing yourself, determining what you really want and actually being able to get it, branding yourself, learning how to hire help so that you're not all stressed out all the time. Just understanding your devices, your computer, understanding social media, being able to show up consistently. These are the things that are in my program, and they help you to build your business so that you can stay in it for the long haul and do whatever you have to do. So whichever end of the spectrum you're in, I'm your girl. I'm here to help you. I'm Coach Tomeka James, and I'm super excited to be here for you. So what do I have to offer for you today? Either join the program called Shift. There's a link in my bio that'll lead you to getting to that program, or you can join UBG, which is what I really want to talk about today. UBG is the place where you are in there with me on a consistent basis. Shift is like 5 weeks, that program. But UBG is consistent. It's been going on since January of 2021. And every week we have several sessions, financial sessions that's all on Monday night. Every week there's one particular person that's a tax accountant for beauty professionals that runs that segment. social media on Monday mornings. I teach you something that's going on in social media today, so you know what's new, what's going on. We also have a segment where after you learn how to do your social media stuff, you learn how to hire someone who can be your virtual assistant or your social media manager. They're two different things, but we have a segment to teach you how to hire that person. Some of you just don't know how to get help. So if you need to sit in on that segment, it's on Monday morning, and that whole session starts at 10 a.m. The next thing I want to tell you about is on Wednesday nights. Who was speaking about it? Ty. She was speaking about book reading. We read books together every week. So the book that we're reading right now is Emotional Intelligence 2.0. And I'm super excited about us reading this book together because we're learning more about ourselves, which is super important in business, to know you before you connect to others. And then you have to learn how you actually communicate and connect with others, because you can't get what you want and need unless you know how to communicate well. If you can't see how others are feeling and what's going on with them, you don't even know how to actually start talking to them. So, Emotional Intelligence is a book that I selected that we must read as entrepreneurs, and we discuss them every week. We do goal setting every single week. You're writing your goals down every week. If you're not doing this, you need a home where you can come in and do this every week. We're also, on Wednesday nights, there is a business lesson. There are things that I know that I've learned over the years, and I know that entrepreneurs just don't know in business, that you need to support you. Random topics, all the things that have made me successful are the things I share with you. So I'm excited about our program. We have someone coming in to teach Shopify. They're going to have their own day. That will be new, but everything else I told you is pre-existing. All the recordings of all the past sessions are available to you as a full-fledged member. So guys, you have two options to get into UBG. In the link in my bio, you can click to be a get in for free. That'll only let you see a few things for free, but you will not see the full-fledged membership. So you'll get a couple of gems from the free segment. But if you already hear what I'm saying and you know it's just time for you to be a full-fledged member, then click the link in my bio that says UBG membership, not the one that says free, and just join right away. You guys have been hearing me talk about this over and over. Now is the time for you to make a decision to invest in yourself. Because if you don't invest in yourself, you're going to just wander around. You need a place that you're going to put your dollars on the line, and you're going to need to show up because you need to match the amount of money you put in with your time. And then you're going to see the amazing transformation in your business. That's what I'm seeing. And the reason I haven't closed the program is because people are having success. If they weren't, I would have to shut it down, but I can't because I'm seeing success all the time. I'm talking about major success. They're making money, okay? And connections. All right, that's it. Thank you guys for joining the Masterclass Marathon today. I love doing this every week. If you have been watching and you want to be a speaker, all you have to do is go to masterclassmarathon.com and fill out to be one of the speakers. You also can find that link in my bio. If you click above and give me a quick follow, you can click the link in my bio and scroll down, and you'll see Masterclass Marathon speaker sign up, and you can be one of our speakers. So if you're thinking about speaking like for next week or the week after, sign up right away so we can make you a lovely flyer so you can promote yourself. Just know that this is public speaking. So it's a great place to make connections with new people and to just consistently show up and hone your speaking skills as well. All right, that is it. You can watch this in the series that is here on the Masterclass, well, here on Tomeka James. You can click to watch all of the past ones. There are more than 50 sessions. And you can also go over to Entrepreneur Speak with Tomeka James on YouTube, and you can binge watch all of those sessions. All right, that is it. I thank you all for joining. I'm Coach Tomeka James, and I cannot wait to see you guys in UBG on Monday morning, which is 2 days from now, 10 a.m. I'll see you guys on Monday if you're joining, when you join. Have a good one. And Ty, thank you for speaking. Thank you, Dr. Shamil. And thank you, Adrian, for speaking today. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye now.